So this afternoon, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing mirror work. Okay. So I'll be calling a couple people up. We'll also be doing what we call the couples connection. Okay. And then I will work on your neck. All right. So you've had trouble with your neck for most of your life? Okay. So what we'll do is we'll work on her neck, and we'll prove that in 10 to 15 minutes on both sides, that she'll have the neck that she had when she was a young girl. See, you can get your neck adjusted by a chiropractor, and what is he doing? Okay, they're trying to move the atlas and axis, which is cervical 1 and 2, because they're frozen. Now, just so you know this, that everybody, okay, has their occiput area frozen. It's called the occipital groove. That's what we call it. Most people you'll find on either sides of where you come down your head, the back of your head, you'll find there's like a shelf. And on the far outer sides, you'll feel there's those two bumps, right? For most people, that's calcified and scar tissue. Now, how many people know that the vagus nerve comes down the front of the ear and the back of the ear? And it runs right here. What a dirty trick, eh? Why is that a dirty trick? Well, because media, government, medical system, and all these tyrants have come together to program all their extensions, which are those systems I just said, to terrorize the hell out of people. Yes or no? So the last 3 years, everybody's been terrorized. When you're terrorized, your shoulders go up, you go and you contract. So just know that everybody is crystallized and has scar tissue in here. And a chiropractor can try to put it back into place, but it'll come out and pop out. Just like when you get like bolts, they can have like rust. We get scar tissue and displaced calcium in between the vertebrae. Also in the muscles. Okay, the muscles become so hard. I mean, come on, you can't even move your neck around. You should be able to do this at any age. And I can prove that we can get somebody that has torticollis, somebody that cannot even move their neck 10%, and they will move it 90% within 10 to 15 minutes of working on either side. I mean, once this side and this side. We are the best at this. Nobody needs to have pain in their neck anymore. And the pain in your neck is usually relationships or just being terrorized all the time. Remember, if you are frozen in here or you've got neck problem, that means that your parasympathetic, which is your vagus nerve, which dumps the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin throughout your body, cannot get past here. And then the information from the longest nerve in your body cannot go in and get past here to go to the brain to tell the brain what hormones to dump. You're screwed. There's no other way to say it. You're screwed. So you believe that you're resting, but you're not. Here's the deal. Everybody that has any autoimmune disease, okay, has autoimmune disease means that the body's attacking itself. That's not true. You were attacking you before your body ever attacked it. The invisible creates the physical. The psychological rules the biological and destroy. That's real science. So what you've done is, by dumping all this adrenaline, because guess what? You are either going to be a dose junkie. I'm a dose junkie. Did anybody notice that the worst thing in the world can be happening, and I'm as cool as a kitten? I find humor in everything. And guess what? That is a life-saving thing for everyone. You know how they used to tell you, get serious, especially in school? Get serious, get serious. No, you can just screw off. I'm not getting serious. Nobody will ever tell me to get serious again. All right? You know, and I saw my kids too, when they became older teenagers, okay, then we started to get a little bit into their older, not 18, 19, and then 21, 22, they started getting really serious, and I just, don't do that crap. That's what they want to do. They want you to get rid of that life force in you. Every teacher's going to tell you, everybody who thinks they're your peer is going to tell you to get serious. Life is serious. No, it's not. It's a joke. And the joke's on us. And it was played on us. So understand that. So it's called really staying in the moment, owning it, connecting to your breath, having a slight smile, no matter if the world thinks it's ending, because it's not. The world never ends. It never ends. It's all BS. I mean, let me just go off track for a second. 30 years ago, they tried to say the Ice Age was coming. That didn't work. So now they're going to tell us that we're all going to burn up because it's going to get hot. I just can't handle that. Just watching everybody scurry around and just, you know, yeah. What people don't understand is that if you go to anybody who's a true historian, okay, I'm going to have this guy come back on my, he's a friend of mine, his name is Peter, and he's a true historian, and he can show you that what we're going through right now is just normal, that it's a cycle that's been going on for centuries, and it's since the beginning of time. And there's nothing going on. It's all just horse crap. So I'm not buying into it. Not going to buy into any of it. But let's go back to this. Back on track. Your vagus nerve is what actually can dump the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, which are called dose. I dose myself all day long. You do not dose yourself. You're an adrenaline junkie. Adrenaline junkie. Right? We got a whole bunch of adrenaline junkies here, okay? I don't get anxiety, I get excited. Anxiety and excitement are this close together. You can actually start off with anxiety, and if you were to put a slight smile on, connect to the Lionheart breath, and just go 3, 2, 1, I got this. You'll bring it into your front cortex, your conscious mind, and get it out of your subconscious. Understand something, everybody. You've got 1 second to make a decision. Anxiety or excitement. That's what you do. Now you can still dump adrenaline. You're still going to dump adrenaline. But when you dump adrenaline and you make it into excitement, you burn it off. When you don't and you keep and you've got anxiety, you contract, and when you contract, you trap the adrenaline, and it sits there, and it's acidic, and it eats up you. It eats up your tissues. It crystallizes you. It exhausts you. So here's the deal. Know this. There are 2 protectors in the body. 2 protectors. What are they? No.
Immune system.
Immune system and your adrenals. Okay. So most people... Okay, when's the last time you were chased by a tiger? When's the last time, a real tiger, when's the last time that your life was truly threatened? I'm not saying in your mind, I thought he was going to kill me. Well, you think he's going to kill you every day. So the reality is this. When was your life actually in jeopardy? You can't tell me. You can't even tell me one time. It is so easy to program a human being that their life is ending 20 times a day. And that's why everybody is so sick, because you attacked yourself on an emotional level, it became a physical level, and now we call that autoimmune disease. So you can either look for trauma and stay in situations. You know, you'll actually stay in a situation that is terrorizing you so that you can actually dump the adrenaline, because you're all drug addicts. Adrenaline is a drug. Cortisol is a drug. Histamine is a drug. They spell HAC. That's called hack, because you are going, that's your chokehold. Hack, chokehold. It's your chokehold. Now, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins spell dose. I dose myself with love all day long, self-care and self-love. You can't make me feel bad about me. You can't make me feel bad about you. You could tell me something, and then I would take massive personal action to love and care for you. But I would not feel bad for you. I would not suffer for you. Most of you believe that suffering is how you show your family that you love them. And let me tell you something. If you go into a family and you're all together and everybody's suffering, put a smile on your face. You'll get slapped or punched. Because in families, we all jockey to see whoever suffers the most, loves the most, cares the most. We are so programmed to be doomed. So today we're going to do mirror work. That's where you're going to get in front of the mirror and do the Braveheart oath. Did everybody go and memorize that? Okay, so everybody who's listening, if you go to my website, just go into the Braveheart Emotional Intelligence Guide in my library at docofdetox.com. Go learn the Braveheart Oath. Then what I want you to do is I want you to get in front of a mirror and I want you to do the Braveheart Oath 10 times in the morning out loud before you do anything else. And I want you to do it 10 times out loud before you go to bed. You'll fall asleep like this. If you get up in the morning and you do it, you'll set yourself a whole new vibration. And when you read the oath, you're going to understand. Can you hand that over to me, please? I'm going to show people.
The top one.
The oath. It's at the top. Thank you. So here we go. There's the oath, everyone. So if you want, you can take a look. You can read it. You can take a snapshot of it. But go to my library, okay? And let me just, I have it off by heart, but it's this. I am love. Are you really? Are you love? No, I'm a turd. That's what most of you think about yourself. I am low vibrational. I am a loser. Okay? I'm not worth loving. I am not smart. I am not pretty. It's the I am nots that are killing you. I am love. And it doesn't matter whether the doctor says to you, you've got 3 weeks to live. That he only says that to you because guess what? He goes by statistics and he says, well, for a woman your age and your height and your weight and you've got this illness, you've got 3 weeks to live. Well, guess what? He's right. If you want to act like a woman your age, the average woman, do you want to be the majority? The majority doesn't even know what self-love and self-care is. The majority needs to be denippled. They're sucking off everyone because they believe that, guess what? It's selfish to love yourself. It's selfish to care for yourself. And guess what? You show love when you suffer. When I come home from work, I'm exhausted. I have a headache. That's what I do for my family every day. I mean, we have the craziest thinking in the world. I am love, but you mean it. I am healed. You're there already. You demand what you want. I will never get on my knees and beg God, please. Do you think that's what that which created the whole universe wants you to do? To be self-loathing? Are we over that yet? Why do we make that which created the universe into a dysfunctional human being? The only people that you ever had to beg from were people that actually enslaved you. Or you think you're enslaved by. I am love, I am healed. You got to mean it. You got to own it. And you can't question it. I am love, I am healed. I am Braveheart. What does that mean to be a Braveheart? It means that your heart is full. And it means it stays full. It's not like a gas tank that runs half empty. It doesn't run low. Let me tell you something right now. Every one of you here, okay, need to be denippled. And here's the deal. Think about it. Your dogs, your cats, your children, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your friends, they all help to fill your heart. I don't know what I would do without you. I would die. Okay, that's really great. Thanks for putting that on someone. You think that's really something people need? And understand something, you will die. And understand, does anybody know that the heart doesn't get cancer? Does everybody know that the heart only breaks? The heart only gets scar tissue. It only gets calcified. Okay, did you know that all your love relationships are actually recorded in your heart? So if you are trying to suck off someone, okay, for love, because we can't live without it, and you don't want to love yourself, then guess what? You're going to starve, aren't you? How does it feel to be starving of love? And everyone in this room does it. And everyone's starving in this room until you are self-feeding, self-nourishing, not feeding, nourishing, until you nourish yourself. My heart will never be half full, never be quarter full. It'll always be full. I practice that. You can call it selfish, but guess what? I'm the guy that's 67, that I do my thing that I love at least, I don't know, 60, 70 hours a week. And then I know people that work 30 hours a week and they're dying. and they're exhausted and they look old. You know, you got to find your passion. You got to find your purpose. And you just go and do it. Yes, I know, but I need to pay the bills. Well, if that is your job to pay the bills, then that's all you're ever going to do. And you will just barely pay the bills because everything that you imagine, you create. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. That means I'm going to hold the line. I'm going to hold the line for myself, and I'm going to hold the line for my family in the way that I am not going to let them get victimitis, which is the only virus that we have. The only virus that is alive is victimitis, and it's alive and well. There is no other virus that was alive. HIV was never a virus, okay? The gentleman that actually said that it was actually, he found it, he never did, he went to jail for it. Okay, and now we're at this other thing. I don't even want to mention it because this will get cut off, and that never existed. Show me it existed. You can't. Okay. The only virus we have is victimitis. Okay? I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. So help me God. Because I am, I can. I'm healed. I'm Braveheart. If you own these words, you will heal. If you own the words of the doctor that says you've got 3 weeks to live, go get yourself prepared, you're dead already. If you believe their stats, if you decide that you don't want to be that personality, it will not be your reality, it won't. You know what? You have the disease you have the look you have the weight you have the wealth you have the family you have, the house you have, the car you have, the clothes you have, because of the personality you have. Wrap your head around it. You have the relationship you have because of the personality you have. Because that's all you deserve. I deserve everything. But I will not have everything, okay? I will never have everything until I totally love, honor, and respect myself. Whether you guys want to judge me or not, whether you guys want to be angry at me for 1 hour, 1 day, 1 year, I don't care. It's none of my business. You know, I will sit down with anyone and I will say, okay, so why are you upset? Well, because you said this. Well, did I really say that, or did you hear that? And if I did say that, I apologize, and I will apologize. Because if I don't apologize, if I did something, I will never grow. And if I don't grow, then I will what? I'll rot out. Unless I change my thinking, I will never change my life. You know, people say, we need to humble down. No, you don't. I will not humble down to anybody or anything on this planet. And everybody says you need to kill your ego. No, you don't. You need to kill cancer. No, you don't. For one thing, did you know nobody has an ego? So go ahead and try to find it and kill it. What you have is you have beliefs. That's all you have. You have an image that creates a thought that creates an emotion. There is no ego. It's not like, oh, I built this ego and have this ego. You know, most people that have an ego, do you know what they have? Lack of confidence. Nobody doesn't seem to have lack of confidence. He seems to walk around pretty cocky. That's because he's overshooting the mark. He's so lacking confidence. Do you get this? So we're always trying to kill something. Kill the ego, kill the cancer, right? Go to war with them, go to war with them. We need to start doing mirror work. If we could learn how to unconditionally love ourselves and get to the point that we never have to forgive ourselves. And people are going to go, wow, if I don't have to forgive myself, does that mean I don't care what I do to anyone? Oh, I could become a murderer. Really? You think so? If you had unconditional love, do you think you'd murder anything? Okay. And do you think if I told you that you didn't have to forgive yourself, do you actually think that you're going to be harsh on people? Or are you going to just learn and not burn? Remember, if you forgive yourself, that means you had to judge yourself. If you judge yourself, that means you went to jail. How long do you want to go to jail for? You go to jail all the time, girl. You're still in jail. I don't know if you'll ever get out of jail. Right now, you would just like to have a peaceful little place with a lake, but you know what? The jail will come with you. Unless you want to do the work here, I don't care how peaceful the lake is, how beautiful it is. It's going to help to take some of the heat off the burner, but you're still going to be burning. You know, once you change your attitude about yourself, your personality about yourself, if you truly believe that you were beautiful, if you truly believe that you were worthy of everything, if you truly believe that your mother and father and everybody else did their best, you know, even the person that's hurting you, they're hurting you because they're hurting. You know, hurt people, and understand my parents did the best for me. My father was a born-again Christian pastor, carpenter. Sound like anybody you know? Okay. So, anyways, and my mother was Roman Catholic, okay? And she was really abused when she was younger, and she became an alcoholic. So how messed up am I? So you have to do the work. You need to do the work. I wrote this oath. I wrote this oath years ago. And I wrote it, and I woke up one night and I wrote it down. It came to me one night, like most things, that if you listen to yourself, you know there's a higher part of you. And that higher part of you, when you love, honor, and respect yourself, will be connected to that. And that's the truth. So we're going to do some mirror work. We're going to do a couples connection here. So go take a look at the Braveheart guide in my library if you want to look at mirror work, if you want to look at the couples connection. And we're going to be doing that this afternoon. And I'm going to release your neck and make you feel like you've never felt before. I'm going to guarantee you that if once I go in here, I'll just do an area no bigger than the size of a silver dollar. And that's going to unleash your neck. You know, when you have low back problems or hip problems, it's your SI joints. And it's just the calcification and the scar tissue on top of the hips. Nobody knows this. That's why you go back to the chiropractor continually. That's why you go to the massage therapist continually. That's why you go to the physio. Well, good luck with that one. Physios don't even know what they're doing, so that's out of the question. I mean, they're the most approved government body workers, right? And they don't do any work. They don't do any useful work. And that's the truth. And people are going to go, who is he to put them down? Well, I don't know. Should people keep on going somewhere where it doesn't work? Okay? All right, okay. Until all these body workers give them a money-back guarantee, I think that they should really review what they're doing. Because if you're not working on scar tissue, crystallization, and displaced calcium, and reducing the inflammation, and teaching the person how to stop infecting themselves on an emotional and physical level, what are you doing? What are you doing? Nothing. Nothing. We're all going around doing nothing, as far as I'm concerned, most of us. And the reality is this: if I'm wrong, then why are there gazillions of canes, walkers, wheelchairs, and 25 years ago they hardly existed? When I was a child, I think I saw 2 or 3 canes, and that was from people that were in their 90s. And that was because I had my great-grandfather who used to break horses, right? So his hips were gone. And too bad I didn't know what I knew when I was like 6 years old. I'd help him, right? Because we could have helped him. Everybody that's limping, it can be reversed. I don't care who the problem is, but guess what? You want to know something? The limp gives them attention, doesn't it? When somebody has a limp, it gives them attention. And guess what? Because they don't get enough attention. Does anybody get enough attention? Nobody gets enough attention until you start paying attention to yourself. When you start loving and caring for yourself, you don't need anybody to pay attention to you, because people will pay attention to you because now you're a bright light. Do you know what you are? You're a dim light when you're looking for other people to fill up your tank. And if you need other people to fill up your tank, which is your heart, you will never be tank full. Tankful. Don't tell me that you're thankful, because you're not. There's nobody that's ever going to be thankful, okay, until they fill up their own heart. Oh, you are thankful sometimes. Oh, I get up every morning and I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for everything I got. Really? 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 Bullshit. You fell in some religion. What you need to do is fall in love with yourself, not fall into a religion or a belief system. like that. You need to fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with yourself and find out how much pain and suffering, and if you have these so-called diseases, which are just symptoms of not loving, honoring, respecting yourself. Find out if I'm wrong. Oh, and by the way, yeah, we'll see if you get to go to hell because of that. Everybody, you know, if I were to have people on here from TikTok, they'd be going, "You're going to hell, Dr. Wolfe. You can't get away with this." You know, get away with what? Telling people that they should love themselves and care for themselves? And then if they totally love and care for themselves, they're all going to go to hell. So if you love and totally care for yourself, okay, you're going to go to hell. And believe it or not, do you know how many people actually have that belief? Yeah. How selfish do you feel sometimes just taking some time for yourself, some tenderness for yourself, some care for yourself? I'm so all over it. The majority will never rule me. The majority will never rule itself. The majority is being ruled. And you can take your glory stories, okay? Because guess what? I'm the guy, okay, that's okay with everyone. Doesn't matter what story they have, what they believe in, because guess what? This world is a mixed salad. Didn't you notice it? Many different religions, many different colors, many different languages, many different habits, many different rituals, and I love it all. I love it all. I say, listen, whatever it is, if it turns you on and it supports you, but understand something, if you've got a belief, okay, if you've got a belief that you are fearing, if you've got a belief that you are fearing, then it is a lie. It's a lie. Remember something, it's keeping you captive. It's keeping you captive. I don't have any beliefs that I fear. I don't fear things, you know. Everybody fears the police, the government, the military, or viruses that don't exist. I mean, it's just like, where does it end? Where does it begin? You have to become a Braveheart. You need to fill up your own heart. You need to connect to your breath and just breathe the Lionheart breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. That's all you have to do. You're going to have to mind your own business, because 99.9% of the people that you actually live with, hang out with, are never going to buy into this. And don't expect them to do it. Now, they are going to be like this. Because when you're part of the majority, even if you're killing yourself, you think you have the right to attack people. So understand, you're never going to get off the hook for wanting to look after yourself. Oh, but tell me that the population is looking after themselves. You ever see the shape of these bodies out here? Huh? They either can't gain weight, okay, because they're eating themselves out, or they're overweight because they're suppressing their emotions and eating themselves to death. And they're eating what? 90% of their diet is all poisonous. There is no such thing as a genetic disease. You do know that, right? Well, don't go to school, because they're going to tell you everything's genetic. You have to understand something. Everything you ever learned at school wasn't worth a hoot. I just hope you had a really good time. That's all. Right? What did we all like? Recess and gym. And maybe cooking, because we were already sugar addicted. That was about it, right?
It was.
Yeah. And then we'll always try to make the best out of a bad situation. And a bad situation is school, because they schooled us the whole way through. I don't use anything I got from school. I don't use anything I got from school. Except that, you know, at least I was taught math and how to add up my money and things of that nature. And our kids don't even get that. Right? Well, they won't need it, because everything's going digital. And then guess what? If you don't behave, then you won't have any money, because they will block your account. And I just want to thank the majority for giving away our freedom. But I will always be free. I'll be a rebel until the last minute. You know, when I was younger, and they used to talk about rebels, right? I used to think rebels were bad things, right? Oh no, never challenge the system. Seriously? Yeah. So, let's get started, okay? Thanks for joining us. Have a beautiful day.